Hey Insiders, we've got a very special guest joining us here today who's recently just graduated from our flagship course LMA, which is the Life Mastery Achievers. And he's going to be coming on here today, sharing with us how he honestly found the whole experience and everything else in between. And I guess just to start us off here, if you wouldn't mind just telling us what's your name and where it is that you're currently based.
Okay, so my name is Jacob Johnson, and I'm currently based in Sweden.
Brilliant. Well, listen, so great to have you here today. Thank you so much for your time. Thanks so much for coming on here and sharing all about your experience. And I guess just to dive in and start this conversation regarding LMA and the whole process, Jacob, would you mind just telling us, like, what would you say was the biggest challenge or struggle that you were facing in your life prior to signing up to the LMA program?
My biggest problem has always been like a dabbler mentality, a perfectionist inside me. That I have always deep inside me, I've always wanted more in life.
Mm,
But my like toolkit towards that has always been like working against me.
mm,
So I've always felt like that's a challenge for me to keep the momentum going because yeah, like a dabbler, being talking too much, doing too little, and just switching.
right?
So that has been very clear, like that problem
Yeah.
from yeah, that at the time when I lived with my ex-girlfriend, like that dabbler mentality was number one problem for me.
And how was that dabbler mentality? How was that affecting your life on a day-to-day basis?
It took away my power, like my it made me like not able to live the life I want to live. Like I wasn't able to do the things I wanted to do continuously. Like I felt disempowered every day. Like something inside me was working against me every single day,
Wow.
and
And
that wasn't that wasn't so nice.
yeah. How long was that happening for? How long were you consciously aware that you were in this dabbler mentality for?
For around like 2 years, you could
Right.
say, around one and a half 2 years.
Wow. And then how did the LMA come about? How did that fall onto your path then?
Well, that's the funny thing. I was like reinstalling my computer, reinstalling Windows, cleaning it up, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna install Windows. I mean Microsoft Edge instead of Chrome, and try ad free.
Okay.
And I went to YouTube and scrolled, took some looked at some videos. Then I got the ad from Tim
Uh,
about that 3 secrets to reinvent yourself. That masterclass, or I think it was that, and I was very curious because yeah, he the way he talked, I liked the way he like had that charisma around him. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna check this out. And then as soon as I was inside that class, I was like, oh yeah, this I like this. I'm gonna do this. I like the feeling he gives me.
right.
And so I really thought that he was talking to me personally,
Mm,
and that made me realize, okay, this is something that I can gain from. This is something I can get and reinvent my life from.
wow.
So that was
And what was
that
there?
was it.
Did you have any main concerns that may have prevented you from like buying the LMA program? Like that, was there anything that was stopping you from moving forward in faith? And if so, how did you put those fears to rest and take a step forward?
No, actually, I wasn't like blocked. That's the thing. Even my brother can has always tell me this. Like I can go 100% into something. I can even go 110%, and that's like he sees that like a problem, but I see like it's good if I dive deep into the right thing. And so LMA wasn't like a kind of block or fear or something.
Right.
So I was just diving right in. Maybe well, I haven't gotten my economy right, so maybe that was the block. But even then, I was like, no, I'm gonna do this.
Wow.
I got it in me. I'm gonna do it.
Wow, you were in. So what surprised you the most or made you the happiest about the LMA experience then, Jacob?
Just a different way of looking at life, basically. It gave me like a new, wonderful, healthy perspective about me and my life, basically. Before I was introduced to LMA, I was doing some type of yoga from Sadhguru,
Mhm.
Isha Foundation, but I wasn't matured and ready for that type of thinking and way of looking at life, like that angle, seeing things. But LMA took the things and reinvented them a lot more like simply and easier for me to understand and put it into a different perspective that was relatable to me. And it made me realize that I have so much more in me to be able to like live this life more, like be capable of living my life better and just feeling like I can achieve much more in my life. So yeah, that was a good feeling to feel throughout the weeks,
Wow.
like con-
Sorry.
continuously growing. Like I felt so amazing every day.
Wow. And specifically, what would you say has been the biggest the biggest benefit that you've experienced from the LMA program? How differently does your life look now compared to since before you started?
Just the way I'm thinking about my daily things to do, like the structures, and it took away some kind of blocks in me. It has made my life like a lot more at ease.
Mm.
Like I'm not trying to do as much. It's not as much friction inside my mind.
Yeah.
Like it's balanced. Like I'm not too relaxed, but I'm not too like blocked in ways. Like it's a balance. I'm like walking more balance throughout my days. Even though when I'm not like reaching my goals throughout the days, it's not that dabbler mentality is telling me like, no, no, sit down now, no, like it's all or nothing mentality. Now I feel like I can cruise along, like I can keep that balance, that ease inside my head, like, and it feels very, very nice to have that feeling, like, okay, yeah, I can just move on, move on, move on. It doesn't have to be perfect, but
Good.
keep moving, keep going.
Great to hear that. Great to hear that. And what would you say, Jacob? Like, how would you summarize Tim as like a teacher, facilitator, or trainer? Like, what would you say about Tim?
Just the most wonderful human being that I ever met, to be honest. Like he's opening up,
Mm.
and it makes it for me like
Mm.
much more like I can resonate. I can feel a connection. I can basically put myself into his shoes, and he makes me want to take off my shoes for everyone else to like try on. Like he, he makes it easier to open up. He makes it easier to like work from the bottom instead of making it tough on you. But he's very clear about the things he have gone through and the things he has for you to learn from. And like he was so easy to listen to. He was so fun to listen to. And yes, the whole community has been amazing, and that Tim and you has like been able to build that up. It's very nice to be in touch with that part of life, basically. The things you and Tim and all of you have made possible. But
You mentioned the community there. How impactful was that on your LMA journey, having like other people to go along the process with and be a part of a community? How impactful was that?
very impactful. That support is wonderful. Like to be able to get support and give support, talk about your problems, talk about like things that others can take from, and just being being a part of a big family, even though me personally, I already have a big family, but a bigger family through LMA, it makes it much more rewarding to do these things, like the support, the accountability, the different mindsets, the different angles and perspectives on these things. Just me posting about a problem and seeing how all of these people are here to help me and give different like advices and perspectives, and it feels very wonderful to be like able to get that. So the community has been a big saver, like a big support throughout the journey and even now.
Ah, love to hear that. And I guess final question, just to wrap it up there for today, would be what advice would you give to those people who are considering going through the LMA program? They're maybe sitting on the fence, they haven't stepped forward yet, but they want to change their life. What would you tell them now?
Ooh. I was recently listening to Alan Watts, if you know who that is.
Yes. Yeah.
And you can basically put LMA and Alan Watts side by side. Things that he has, you already have. And that's one of those things that you can basically take from both sides is that, like, just let go of the tension, let the process play out itself, like let the dance begin without that block inside you. Have faith and just fall in. Just trust the process, trust it all, and not don't be in search of something miraculously perfect at the one big moment. Just fall in and dive deep into the ocean of possibilities that LMA and all the different things this has to offer, and just see if this is for you. Maybe it doesn't resonate, but even then, you have at least dived deep into something that has the possibility to change your life to the better. And you will always, from the community, get the support you can get and the support you need. So basically, just trusting and fall in faith